using Microsoft Edge. Anyways, let's start the video so we can talk about this.
Hello, you absolute legends. Last month, the streamer known as Queen Ponsalot pretended to beat the dragon Alatreon wearing a blindfold. This garnered her quite a lot of attention, but when people—
Also, let me just actually increase the resolution. Crap.
experienced with the game she was playing, and those experienced in blindfold speedrunning saw her video, they realized immediately it was fake. Unfortunately, Queen Ponsalot's effort of faking a blindfolded run was extremely poor. Not only was she using strategies that are just flat out
What?
impossible to use
Oh, it's just
while
like
blind,
that. Okay.
but the blindfold she was using was so thin and obviously fake, even we, the viewers, could see straight through it. Soon enough, people were making videos calling out her fake run, and Queen Ponsalot was beginning to get quite a lot of negative attention. As it turns out, the public doesn't appreciate liars and people who try to fake gaming accomplishments for clout. After receiving backlash, Queen Ponsalot fought back, announcing that she was going to do another blindfolded run of the dragon Alatreon, but this time with more proof. On the 14th of February, she went live, and she was stacked to the gills with ironclad anti-cheat measurements. This time she wore a genuine blindfold. She had a hand cam, she had input display, she had paper covering up her monitors, and she was live. Surely there was absolutely no way she could cheat. And with all of this in place, she did it again. She beat the dragon Alatreon in front of hundreds of people. She was so convincing that it seemed like everyone now believed she was legit.
Okay, so in context for the people who don't really know, they did a don't know what Monster Hunt is. Alatreon is one of the endgame monsters, and is considered as one of the hardest bosses or monsters in the game. So I guess beating it blindfolded would be a great achievement, but I believe they are calling her out because of the absurdity, as well as the overall gameplay is sus for someone who's blindfolded.
Anyway, yeah, it looks like the Alatreon blindfold kill was actually real. It did actually happen.
Maybe we got it wrong. Maybe Queen Ponsalot was just more gifted than everyone else.
So you know what, I'll actually fix the sub. I kinda need the sub bit because I'm a bit dumb. Yeah. Oh, it's auto-generated. Never mind.
And she could really do things blindfolded that no one else could. Or maybe, just maybe, she just cheated
I mean,
again.
compared to the first run, the blindfold actually looks like something you won't be able to see through, unlike the first run. So I don't know. Maybe the video will explain more because I'm stupid.
Attempt, I didn't know how she did it, but I did know two things. One, her gameplay was impossible to do blind, and two, people always underestimate the autistic power of speedrunners. I was committed to finding out how this was done. I envisioned sophisticated cheating methods that would be impossible to detect. I figured that whatever Queen Ponsalot did must be pretty genius to fool everyone so easily. For 3 days, I meticulously studied her video. I worked with experts to clarify game mechanics. I spoke with programmers to see if we could replicate her run using advanced software, but I was getting nowhere. And then, after 72 hours of running into dead ends, I finally saw it. I noticed that Queen Ponsalot did something that gave everything away. The curtain was lifted, and the magician had exposed her secrets. I had the smoking gun, and within 20 minutes of—
What is that though? Like behind her? Is that an Alatreon greatsword prop? Okay, that's actually quite badass though. It's actually kinda cool.
of seeing Queen Ponsalot do this one thing, we knew exactly how she did it, and we
would love to have one of those.
As it turns out, I was on the wrong track the entire time. I thought the method she used
Jesus
was smart because no one detected it. But in the end, it turned out to be the simplest and
Hello,
dumbest
Lay. Welcome
method
to
I
the
could
stream.
have imagined. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how Queen Ponsalot faked her most recent blindfolded takedown of the dragon Alatreon, and I guarantee that you'll be shocked at just how many things she did to try and fool you. I
Yes,
really
hello.
hope you enjoy. Legends, let's be honest. If you're watching my channel, it's because you are a gigantic nerd. I'm a huge
I hope
nerd,
the video
you're
isn't
a huge
too
nerd. That's just
too
the way it
loud.
is. And as nerds, there is nothing more important or fulfilling than having a really good gaming PC, which is why you should invest in a PC from today's sponsor, Starforge Systems.
Starforge
makes things super easy, especially for people like
I
me
believe
who don't know how
I
or
believe
just don't want to build their own
OTK
PC. They offer
owns
amazing
Starforge,
pre-built
but I'm not
PCs
sure.
at all different price points.
Would-
So if you
would
go
love
in
to
with
be
a certain
part of it.
budget, you know you're going to
Love
get
to
the
be
best you
sponsored by
can for
Starforge,
your
though.
money. Starforge PCs
Gaming
are used
PC.
by tons of your favorite
Ha ha ha
Gaming
ha ha
PC.
sobs asterisk.
Yeah. S1 Gold, Emmy, S1. I love S1, by the way. I watch a lot of
including myself.
even Moist.
They are built by
Dang,
hand in
okay.
Austin, Texas by experienced builders. They look beautiful and they run smoothly.
That actually looks
Plus, they
really
are
nice.
reliable,
Holy
coming
crap!
with a full 2-year part and
It looks really nice. But if you think about the whole electricity bill here in the Philippines, it's like, oh no, you might have to remove some LED features of the PC.
and labor warranty. I rely on my PC for absolutely everything, including
Me
this
too.
YouTube channel. My standards are extremely
My-
high.
mine is
I need
just
something
one gaming
powerful, and I
laptop.
need something quiet. And the PC I got from Starforge
Oh,
Systems
that looks
was
sick.
literally everything I could have asked for. Please get yourself
That-
a PC.
Bro,
you
this
deserve.
PC would
The
eat a
link to
lot of
Starforge
electricity
Systems will
with
be
the
in
whole LED lights shebang.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It would definitely. Haskinny actually told us about this. Haskinny has a really good graphics card and an overall really good PC setup. But he has I believe it's a 3060 Ti or just 3060. I'm not really sure anymore. And he says that he doesn't wanna max it out or use it to the fullest, like use high-end Uber graphics, because he says it consumes so much power that it makes their electricity bill go way up. So it was kind of concerning that I thought that maybe if I manage somehow to get a better PC, maybe that will also be my problem. So I said maybe I should just stick with this, but I have not like I have the money to buy parts anyways.
in the description. Go and check out their PCs today.
Unless it's sponsored, yeah.
In my previous video, we looked at Queen Ponsalot's earlier blindfolded runs, where she used a real
Hey, look, this is the first blindfold run. Check out the blindfold compared to the new run. I think you can obviously see that blindfold can be easily seen through, unlike the new one.
really thin,
I guess-
transparent sheet of material to cover
What? Looks like a VR.
A VR headset.
A VR headset? No, it's just a blindfold.
her eyes and pretended that she couldn't see. In this case, it was so easy to debunk because everyone can just use their own eyes and see that her blindfold was fake. As far as her gameplay was concerned, it's also really obvious that she can see as well. She claims to use the audio to know exactly where the monster is.
See, this is like the subtle camera movement. It's if you're blindfolded, why would you really need to look up? Like, why would you need to even hold or move your camera? And what's sus about it as well is that they're not using the lock on function, which Monster Hunter have. So it just makes it more
but years
overall
of blindfolded
sus.
competition tells us that this is impossible. I also highlighted that beyond knowing where the monster is, it's also impossible to detect whether you are looking up or down. So if you see a blindfolded player using their mouse to look up or down, you know they can see. In her latest attempt, we see all of those impossible gameplay mechanics in action
wait.
once again. And
Wait, so she's a keyboard and mouse user. I mean, I guess it's viable. Yes. Because, you know, you attack with the mouse as well, unlike in controller where it's trigger buttons.
in some cases, it's even worse. She will access the menu in order to use items and mess up the camera, and then immediately and perfectly fix it. She even does this when the dragon is not making any sounds at all, so there is quite literally no audio cue, like in this example.
Alatreon's readying a big attack. Get your healing items.
Beyond the impossible vertical movement, we also see crazy head tracking in real time that is just laughable. I mean, just look at this gameplay.
It's huge damage though, 1k damage, damn. Must be a critical draw or something.
In the last clip, she is rolling underneath the dragon, keeping the camera on its head perfectly as she does it. It's hilarious. And remember, looking up does nothing. It doesn't let her hit any higher, so there is literally no point in doing this other than to see the head, which makes no sense if you're blindfolded. All of this seems very confusing because she appears to be wearing a proper blindfold. And as I mentioned before, her monitors are even covered up with paper, meaning that she can't see them anyway. This led me to consider other ways she might be playing without seeing. One way would be some kind of aimbot. Aimbots are common in many games, so it's possible if she had some
Who
kind of
uses
sophisticated
aimbots in
software,
Monhunt
it could
though?
help her aim on the dragon. This would solve the problem of locating the dragon and also solve the vertical aiming issue. However, this wouldn't solve all of the problems, like being able to dodge attacks that don't have sound cues. In one instance, she accidentally hooks onto Alatreon's leg instead of its head, and immediately releases before targeting the head again. But there is no audible difference between hooking onto the leg or the head, so there is no way she should have known. In order to solve issues like this, I theorized that maybe someone was talking to her and giving her instructions through Discord. With someone in her ear and some aim assist software, you might be able to play like this without sight. I reached out to Monster Hunter.
Okay, before they actually convince me and this blows up in my whole face, I don't really think it's aim assist. I mean, the thing is that someone might be telling them like what they're doing or something, or yeah, what they're attached to when they use the hook. I guess that's viable, but the aim assist, the aim is too clanky to be aim assist. That's the thing.
World expert,
but I don't really know.
Who actually developed the first known aimbot of the game. According to him, if she was using an aimbot to achieve this effect, it would require software far more sophisticated than anyone in the community currently possesses. It seems unlikely that this was the method. The most common theory I saw online was that she was using pre-recorded gameplay. Maybe she beat Alatreon earlier and just played that gameplay footage during her live stream. Something like this has been done before. I even made a video about a speedrunner who cheated by using a pre-recorded run during a live charity marathon. However, I didn't believe this was the case. Queen Ponzelot had two cameras and they were both completely in sync. I studied her mouse movements and they always seemed to match what was going on in the game. And so did her keyboard inputs. Her mouse sensitivity was very high, so a lot of movements are hard to see, but I couldn't see any discrepancies. It did appear as though she was actually playing. In my opinion, this also ruled out the idea that someone else was playing instead of her, perhaps by using remote assistance. This is an idea that the YouTuber Abisoft spent some time investigating to see if it could work. But aside from her mouse movements matching her gameplay, latency issues would also be a huge problem. Some people suggested that she was using a magician's blindfold and she could see through it. But this is extremely unlikely. Her blindfold doesn't look like any fake blindfold I could find, and we know what blindfold she has because it was recommended to her. Blindfolded expert Mitris always has the exact same one, and it looks exactly the same. One other thing people noticed, and trust me, we noticed this immediately too, is that after Queen Ponsalot killed Alatreon and lifted the paper up, there was something on her screen. And it seemed like she noticed this and moved the paper back down to try and hide it.
I pause it. What is on the screen?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a big tell. There's like a window. Yeah, it matches. But there's a window.
And what is on the thing? Is Monster Hunter on her screen? And then watch what happens. She puts it back down to cover. She's quickly trying to hide it. And then the game comes back up on screen.
This is the Windows Start menu, and the reason it appeared is because she hit the Windows key. In fact, she hits the Windows key multiple times throughout her blindfolded attempts. This bugged the hell out of us, and we had no idea why she was doing it. Could this have something to do with how she was faking her gameplay? At seemingly random times, she would hit the Windows key, which would tab her out of the game. This caused her inputs to stop working. She would then need to hit the escape key to try and get back into the game. Watch this clip where she hits the Windows key and then spends 10 seconds trying to get the game to work again.
Okay. Okay.
This is bizarre, and she does this multiple times without ever mentioning it.
It really
She
is
acts as if
bizarre.
This really weird thing that she is doing isn't happening, which is obviously really suspicious. Ultimately, it seems like this is some kind of unrelated tech issue that she was having with her eye tracker. Multiple times before she even started her blindfolded attempts, we can see her hitting the Windows key in order to fix something. She even mentioned it earlier in her stream.
We needed to fix the Toby.
I think this tech issue has nothing to do with her blindfolded attempts. But an important question to ask is, how did she know there was a problem? She was blindfolded and couldn't see, but knew there was some kind of technical issue.
Okay. There it is. Well, isn't that something? That is uber sus, dude. Like, how would she know? The paper covered it up.
And always tried to fix it, and she did all of this without looking and without.
Is it maybe that this one is actually not real? Like, the actual face cam isn't real, but this one is. But the thing is, how would she know? Unless there's like a third monitor, I'm guessing. No?
Saying
let's
anything
see.
to her audience. It's all
Let's
really
see.
bizarre. In the end, however, after discovering the truth, I realized
Perhaps.
this was a giant red herring. After several days of brainstorming, I was beginning to run out of ideas. But then, in the middle of the night, I revisited a question I had from day one. There was something that Queen Ponsalot did that was really strange, and I couldn't figure it out. Immediately after she covers her main monitor with paper, while she is attempting to distract her viewers, she holds down her left mouse button for 10 seconds. This was actually one of the very first things I noticed when investigating her run, but I never had an answer as to why she did it. Normally, when you hold a button down for a few seconds, it activates something, and this was one of the reasons I thought she was using some kind of software. But I had overlooked something that was so obvious and so simple, I can't believe I didn't see it immediately. Once I understood what she was doing, it was game over. Holding her mouse button down for 10 seconds told me everything I needed to know. It unlocked all of her secrets. It revealed to me that there was in fact a third hidden monitor.
There it is. There. I called it. I called it, dude. Because there is no way that you would. Okay, if you press the Windows key, you know, if you press the Windows key, you wouldn't really, you wouldn't hear anything. Like there's no sound or whatever. So how
Queen
would
Pony
she
Lord
really
wants
know?
us to believe that she only has 2 monitors. When she covers them up, she makes sure to verbally state that her monitor on the left has all of her other stuff on it.
To the main attraction as we get our duct tape for our main monitor because, yeah. There's the other one. So you guys know. There it is.
Sorry.
With all my other stuff on it. Boom.
This is a lie. In truth, she has a third monitor to her right, off camera. Before she covers it with paper, we can see that her main monitor has her OBS streaming software on it. This shows her gameplay, and it also has her Twitch chat docked into it as well. One thing that struck me as odd is how she decided to wait until her monitors were covered with paper before setting everything up. This makes no logical sense, and she even tries to act like this wasn't on purpose.
No problem. Alright, alright, cool. Now, alright. Oh god, I'm sorry, I didn't think this through.
But the reason she did
Not the
this is
quotes.
because she had to ensure that what she did was hidden from the
SMH.
camera. This is where the beauty of the input display comes in, because we can still see everything she's doing, but it's obvious she is trying to hide it. What she does next is very sneaky.
There it is.
She lifts up the
Did
paper
you see
on
that?
the main monitor, which has her OBS on it. She clicks on her OBS window and holds down the mouse key. Then, while she is holding down the mouse button, she distracts her audience with verbal diarrhea.
It looks to the right.
There it is.
Hoop, there it is.
There it
That's why we go
is.
through what we go through, right? You know? And it's the way that it has to be. And,
Next is the key that I should have seen immediately. What is the most common thing you do when you hold down your mouse button? You drag Windows. While talking, she
yeah.
drags her OBS to her hidden monitor on the right. We can confirm this with the input display. We can see her hand move it to the right, and she even looks at her hidden monitor on the right when she does this.
Ooh, there it is.
that's why we go through what we go through, right? You know? And it's the way that it has to be.
Boo.
And,
Boo.
She will use her OBS on the hidden monitor to see the game. Immediately after this, she pretends to move the OBS to her left monitor.
alright, move that over. Okay. Shoot. Okay. I'm sorry.
She moves her mouse to the left, she looks to the left, and she even says that she's moving something. However, we can see on the input display, she doesn't even click her mouse.
Move that over. Okay.
Now, despite the fact her monitor on the right is supposed to be a secret, she cannot help but stare at it constantly. She even responds to this exact message in chat while looking at it. However, mid-sentence she realizes how stupid this is and stops talking.
Alright. Oh yeah. Everything will be unedited.
After panicking and thinking for 10 seconds, she tries to fix this mistake and pretends she read the message from the monitor on the left.
Ooh. No.
Everything will be unedited.
Oh no.
What was the last thing you said? Unedited.
No.
The funny thing about
God, the whole operation is gone. Oh, dude, it was so obvious at that point, even before the fight started. No.
Queen Ponzalot reading chat from her hidden monitor is that it's completely unnecessary. There is no need to have chat there in the first place, and it just causes her to constantly look at it, making it obvious
Her
it's
blind
there.
gameplay
And it
is
also
faker
causes
than
her to
her whole
screw up
last
by responding.
personality.
Damn, Lay. Damn, dude, chill. The Lay chose violence. Holy crap, Lay.
To it. I'm guessing she just couldn't help herself and she really wanted to see all of her fans talking about her as she was playing. So we know that she has a monitor to her right, but how does she see it? Well, the secret is in how she's wearing her blindfold. She's wearing it very, very loosely. It's barely able to stay on her face, and on top of that, she wears it very high. This is not how you're supposed to wear a blindfold. Anyone who owns a blindfold like this knows you don't wear them loose, you wear them tight. If you wear them loose, light gets in. By wearing her blindfold loose, she can see through a small gap between her nose and the blindfold. The gamer Juzzy has already replicated her exact setup. In his case, he showed his two monitors which he turned off, he wore a proper blindfold, he used the exact same input display, and he had a hand cam. With all of this, he also killed Alatreon in expert fashion.
Twitch chat. Oh, that's Charge Blade.
Here, he explains how he did it.
As you can see now, my monitors are off and I'm blindfolded, but despite my short-sightedness without glasses, I can clearly see these targets and shoot at them. And why is that? It's because there's a secret here.
The third monitor.
Right now, I'm wearing the blindfold, right? But I can see out the gaps between my nose and my blindfold, and if I wore it even looser, I'd be able to see out the sides left and right in my peripheral vision. Then the next step to the trick is the fact that another thing you guys noticed, there's two monitors here, right?
Another
But
one behind
they're
the
not
camera.
the only ones.
Yeah. That is a
On top
sick
of wearing
setup
her
though.
blindfold very
Damn, those
loosely,
monitor
Queen
stands
Ponzalot also
are
sits
sick
back in her
looking.
chair and looks up in an unnatural way. This is to get a better viewing angle. Before her
Alright,
attempt...
given where credit is due though, isn't it kind of hard to see the gaps between your eyes and your nose? Like, if I do that with my big ass nose, I think I think you guys would see my eyes. just straight up one of my eyes trying to peek through. Because you would see me just looking up, dude. Just looking at like my head looking at the ceiling just to see.
With the new blindfold, she had spent around 1 hour playing with her old blindfold over multiple days and weeks, and for that entire time, she always sat like this. She was leaning forward and looking directly in front of her. This is because while her blindfold was partially obscuring her sight, she could see straight through it and was looking at the monitor directly in front of her. With the new blindfold, she can't see through the front of it, which is why she has now completely changed her sitting position so she can see down and to the side. This is not a normal way to sit, and world-class blindfold speedrunner Bubsia confirms that when you see someone sitting in this
イフシズ
position,
ゴナドゥ
it's
デ
a
ィスフェ
giant
イク
red
ブラインド
flag.
ゲームプレイ。At least do it right SMFH.
I think, yeah. I mean, at least there was an attempt, so that we have content to react to. But I don't really get why fake it. Like at this point, you've proven yourself that you've beaten Alatreon before. Well, I'm assuming because there's like a counter on top of her stream, but why not actually just for real attempt it? If you fail, then cool, At least you try to do something to entertain chat. Because at the end of the day, as streamers, that is our objective, is to be able to entertain chat. And even through failures, as long as chat is entertained, then what's really there to lose? Which I don't really get, but whatever, that's just me.
And if I curve up even more, but that's already looking very sus, I guess, if you sit there like your neck breaking.
Oh, you know what? I see it. I see. Wait. Not okay. Give me a second. I'll actually fix my. The browser capture is not okay. I think that's good enough.
If I sit like this, for example, I can see half of my monitor.
Yeah, I can see it now from his way, because there is like a huge gap. If you're like looking up,
meters going up. I can see the picture. If I turn a bit, I can see the other monitor.
And it's as simple as that. There is a hidden monitor on the right, and she is playing through her OBS, which she discreetly moved to it. I can't believe I spent so much time researching aimbots when the solution was so stupidly basic. And while it's so easy just to say there was a hidden monitor,
the thing, you
which
know.
some people did, it's an entirely different
Sometimes
story
you
to provide
overcomplicate it,
concrete
but the
evidence.
simple answer is
The fact that
actually
we can
just
literally
there.
see her move OBS to the hidden screen, the fact that
There
she
it
reads
is,
chat
dude.
from it, the fact that she stares at it
She keeps
constantly,
looking to the
fact that
right
she wears a
monitor.
blindfold so loosely, and the fact that she sits in such a weird position all prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this is the way she cheated. But here is my favorite part. After she has killed Alatreon, and while paper is still covering her screen, she looks directly at the hidden monitor and moves the camera around perfectly. It's like she's not even trying to hide it. And beyond all of this, the simple fact remains, the way she played the game is impossible to do if you can't see. Now let's be real for a second. At the end of the day, this entire thing isn't a big deal. This is just silly, fun internet drama, and it's just really interesting to learn how Queen Ponsalot faked her blindfold runs. Personally,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
true.
emotionally charged about this. I just love trying to expose video game fraudsters because I enjoy it. This
Fair
whole
enough.
back and forth
Just
is
like Billy
honestly
Mitchell.
really entertaining. But make no mistake, her behavior is not healthy, and it's
Just
not
kidding.
a good thing. There are
For
gamers
legal
who
reasons.
spend thousands of hours legitimately trying to do
Or is it?
amazing things without the ability to see. Blindfolded gaming takes a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of ingenuity. And Queen Ponsalot keeps taking a giant steaming dump on all of their efforts. Because of her actions, people are going to trust the accomplishments of real gamers even less. Skepticism will disproportionately rise, and the public will become even more cynical. But on the flip side, maybe that's a good thing. The amount of people who threw common sense to the wayside and took her runs at face value is pretty shocking. Maybe people do need to be a bit more skeptical, and maybe this lesson was an important one to learn. Let me know what you think in the comments.
That's
I
true.
worked with a group of gamers who helped me do research for this video, including the YouTuber Abisoft, who is also releasing a video about this most recent run.
I don't
know
care
for a
if she's
fact he is
pretty.
including many
It's
details
emo
that have
for me when she fakes her gameplay.
I mean, yeah. But I don't think. I don't know. Would there be people like defending her just because she's pretty? I don't know. Maybe they're just like convinced that she actually did it. I don't know. Maybe I just have a lot of hope for people that they don't really side with other people just because they're pretty. But yeah, this is kind of disappointing because she faked her gameplay instead of actually just going for it.
haven't mentioned myself, so if you want to learn even more, please go and check out his video as well. The link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
Okay, that was actually pretty cool.